How we do evaluation of innovative assessment. When we bring in something new, we have to make sure that we evaluate the impact, its usefulness, and its effectiveness. So when we are doing evaluation of our assessment, we need to be very clear what are the metrics that we are going to use to ensure that our assessments are truly doing what they are meant to do. In other words, its validity and reliability. And so we need to look at the data to analyze and see its effectiveness within the whole education system and program within the institution. And here we need to look at the learning outcomes. We have to evaluate the quality of the learning outcomes because the assessment is dependent on the learning outcome, and therefore the effectiveness of the assessment to truly measure the learning outcome in the education program. In today's modern forms of evaluating any system, we need to engage all stakeholders. An important stakeholder within our education program is the student. And so we need to see how the student's reaction and feedback about our assessment is and the instruction. And this is part and parcel of evaluating an education program, and to see the performance of the students and seeing how well are the students performing based on the learning outcomes and the pedagogy. And from these insights can be obtained so as we can improve the whole assessment framework. It is important that any assessment systems that we have in an educational programs requires monitoring and evaluation. In the monitoring, the purpose is to ensure that we're continuously improving and adapting our assessments based on the needs of all stakeholders. So it is important for us to measure the effectiveness and the usability of the assessment system through various periodic evaluation processes, and this can be through various interviews, evaluation, and qualitative data obtained from these all stakeholders, especially the teachers and the students. And based on that feedback, we need to then adapt and modify the assessment system. With the integration of AI into education, AI can be a very useful tool with machine learning to help with personalized feedback, and we need to evaluate how useful this is for the students as they embark on their learning journey, and how is the adaptive learning experience that AI helps to develop during the learning experience, and what are the reactions of both the teachers and learners, and how the AI integrates the educational experience and path of the individual learners is important, that needs to be captured and evaluated without bias by all stakeholders. One of the important metrics that needs to be measured in evaluating the assessment system would be to ensure there is access and inclusivity incorporated into the assessment system. And the assessment system should be amenable for adaptation to meet the various needs, an inclusive part of universal learning design. And it has to have this sort of strategies incorporated into the evaluation. So in the evaluation, inclusivity and diversity and access needs to be evaluated. What's ahead is that these innovative assessments will evolve based on the evolution of technology. We will be using more of collaborative learning approaches, and therefore also collaborative and near peer assessments, and all of which would be technology driven, which would then document and record the learning journey of each individual learner, and as a permanent record, especially in portfolios. So you can see that the evaluation of your innovative assessment system and framework requires engagement. And through this engagement, we will learn more, and we help to make the whole system more authentic and rich. And it also, as the assessment uh, system should be such that it really fosters critical thinking, because assessment drives learning. So the students are aware of what it is. The personalized experience is what the students are looking for, and the innovative assessment must be able to monitor, document, and evaluate this personalized learning to help the whole stakeholders in education to improve. And the challenges can then be identified and then resolved.